Last time, we stopped at this paragraph. Though not yet a stream enterer, a person at this stage cannot pass away without having realized the fruit of stream entry. Okay, I will continue with the next paragraph. As we have already seen, among disciples who attain the path, there is a distinction between those who arrive through faith, called faith followers, and those who arrive through wisdom, called Dharma followers. But while faith followers and Dharma followers differ by way of their dominant faculty, they are alike in that both must further cultivate the path that they have entered. Once they know and see the essence of the Dharma, when they obtain the vision of the Dharma and make the breakthrough to the Dharma, they become stream enterers, bound to reach full enlightenment and attain final Nibbana in a maximum of 7 more lives. See text chapter 10, section 2.3. Stream enterers eradicate the first 3 fetters and acquire 8 factors of the Noble Eightfold Path. They also have 4 factors of stream entry: confirm confidence in the Buddha, the Dhamma, and Sangha, and the moral virtues dear to the noble ones. That is, firm adherence to the 5 precepts. See text chapter 10, section 2.4 and 5. So this is the key point. Even though there's faith follower and Dharma follower, they both still must cultivate the path. And then when they obtain the path, they will become stream enterers. When they cultivate the path, bound to reach enlightenment in a maximum of 7 more lives. Then here it talks about, firstly, eradicating the first 3 fetters and acquiring the Noble Eightfold Path. And then there's also 4 factors of stream entry. So confirm strong confidence in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. This is the first 3. And the 4th one is moral virtues dear to the noble ones. Okay, Sister Billy, would you like to continue?
Having seen the truth of the Dhamma, the stream enterer faces the challenge of cultivating this vision in order to eliminate the remaining defilements. The next major milestone, the attainment of the plane of the once returner, does not eliminate any defilements completely. However, it does attenuate the 3 root of defilements: lust, hatred, and delusion, to a degree sufficient to ensure that the disciple will return to this world, the sense-sphere realm of existence, only one more time, and then make an end to suffering.
Thank you, Sister Billy. So even though you are stream enterer, you will also still face challenge. What is the challenge? He must cultivate the vision in order to eliminate the remaining defilements. From stream enterer to once returner, the next major milestone, it does not eliminate any defilements completely. So what does it do? Attenuate the 3 root defilements: lust, hatred, and delusion. To what degree? To a degree that the disciple will return to this world the sensorium of existence only one more time, and then make an end to suffering. That is why it's called once returner. Return only once, and then attain enlightenment. Okay, Sister Sakya, would you like to continue?
A disciple who attains either of the first two stages, stream enterer or once returner, need not remain fixed there, but can advance to the two higher states. Descriptions of attainment in the Nikayas suggest that it is also possible for a virtuous worldling with extremely sharp faculties to advance directly to the stage of non-returner. The state of non-returner is always said to be attained simply through the destruction of the 5 lower fetters. The 3 fetters eradicated by the stream enterer, along with sensual lust and ill will. From the Nikayas, it appears that one with extremely sharp wisdom can achieve this stage at a single stroke. The commentaries, however, explain that in such a case, the person actually passes through the first 2 paths and fruits in very quick succession before reaching the 3rd path and fruit. Thank you.
Thanks, Sister Sakya. Okay, here, Picobody highlights that a virtuous worldling with extremely sharp faculties can directly advance to the stage of non-returner. Okay, this is also, it appears that one with extremely sharp wisdom can achieve this stage at a single stroke. However, the commentaries describe it in a different way. In such a case, the person actually passes the first 2 paths and fruits very quickly, and then directly reach once returner. I read somewhere else, probably in the previous book, but I can't exactly recall, that it is like a door, you know. Let's say these 4 stages are like a door. So one does not directly reach the 3rd door, but actually dash through the first 2 doors very quickly. Open the door, close, run, open the door, close, run, and then reach once returner. That's the analogy given, explained by the commentaries.
Reach the non-return.
Non-returner. Yeah, yes. So the 3rd door, non-returner, like running, dashing through the door, push, boom, push, boom, and then suddenly, oh, I'm non-returner. So it is possible, but not exactly skipping the first 2 doors, but dashing through very quickly. Sister Singhui, would you like to continue?
According to text 10.3, section 1, to abandon the 5 lower fetters, a monk first attains one of the 4 jhanas or one of the 3 lower formless attainments. The constituent factors of the 4th formless attainment are too subtle to serve as objects of insight. Directing his attention to the factors constituting the jhana or formless attainment, he subsumes them under the 5 aggregates as included in form, omitted in relation to the formless attainments, feeling, perception, volitional formation, and consciousness. Having done so, he contemplates these factors, now classified into the 5 aggregates, as marked by the 3 characteristics: impermanence, suffering, and non-self, expanded into 11 headings. As contemplation advances, at a certain point, his mind turns away from all conditioned things and focus upon the deathless element, Nibbana. If he has sharp faculties and can relinquish all attachments on the spot, he attains arahantship, the destruction of the things. But if he cannot yet give up all attachments, he attains the state of non-returning.
Thanks, Sister Xinghui. To abandon the 5 lower fetters, the monk must attain one of the 4 jhanas, or one of the 3 lower formless attainments. This is the requirements. Then there's one footnote here, number 4. The commentarial method of explanation stipulates that the meditator emerges from the jhana attainment and practices insight contemplation with a mind made sharp and supple by the jhana. However, the suttas themselves say nothing about emerging from the jhana. If one reads the suttas alone, without the commentaries, it seems as if the meditator examines the factors within the jhana itself. Now, whether this is true or not, the important thing is we have to reach jhana first, and then we worry about this. And I like this analogy, a mind made sharp and supple by the jhana. My friend told me about this analogy, which I think quite illustrative. He said, cultivating jhana is like sharpening the knife. But cultivating wisdom, cultivating insight is like using the knife. So if you only cultivate jhana, keep sharpening the knife, but you never use it to cultivate wisdom, means that you just spend your whole life cultivating, sharpening the knife, but you never actually use the knife to cut anything, to cut the ignorance. So that's why cultivation of both is important. If you don't sharpen the knife, it's difficult to cut through the ignorance because it's not sharp enough. But if you only sharpen the knife, but never use the knife, then you will not cut through ignorance as well. It's, I think, quite an interesting analogy, I would say. Okay. Okay, here as contemplation advances, and then the mind should turn away from all conditioned things and focus on Nibbana. If one is sharp enough, they can attain arahantship on the spot. If not, if there's still attachments, he will attain the states of non-returning. Sister Shomei, would you like to continue?
The Buddha recognized differences in the approaches individuals take to achieving the final goal. And in text 10, subsection 3.2, he divides persons into 4 categories with respect to its attainment. The 4 are obtained through the permutations of 2 pairs. He first distinguishes disciples on the basis of the strength of their spiritual faculties. Those with strong faculties reach final nibbana in this very life. Those with relatively weak faculties attain final nibbana in the next life, and thus presumably expire as non-returners. The other pair distinguishes disciples by their mode of development. One class takes the difficult approach, which uses meditation subjects that generate sharp wisdom and leads directly to disenchantment and dispersion. The other class takes the smoother and other pleasant route leading through the 4 jhanas. These 2 types correspond roughly to those who give emphasis to insight and those who give emphasis to serenity.
Okay, thanks, Sister Shomei. This one is yet another classification. see. So this one is classified by the strength of the spiritual faculties. The strong one will reach Nibbana in this very life, but those relatively weak faculties attain Nibbana in the next life. And we're saying relatively weak, but much stronger compared to us because they are already non-returners in the next life. The second pair, so first takes the difficult approach, they generate sharp wisdom and lead directly to disenchantment and dispassion. Why is it difficult? Like I mentioned, this one does not cultivate a strong concentration, those jhanas attainments. So the knife is not sharp enough, but they still use it to cultivate sharp wisdom. So this one is the why because he said this is a difficult approach. And the other one is smoother. They take their time to sharpen the knife, cultivate the jhanas, and then use the knife to cut through wisdom. And this is called the more pleasant route. So one gives emphasis to insight and the other one gives emphasis to serenity. Okay, let's read one more paragraph. Sister Akim, would you like to read?
A short sutta in the Sottapatti Samyutta, text 10, section 3.3, relates the story of Digavu, a youth who took the difficult route, emphasizing insight to the stage of non-returner. Digavu was lying on his deathbed when the Buddha came to him and asked him to train in the 4 factors of stream entry. Digavu said that he had already endowed with these factors, indicating thereby that he was a stream enterer. The Buddha then instructed him to develop 6 things that partake of true knowledge. He evidently heeded the Buddha's advice, for shortly after he died, the Buddha declared him to have expired as a non-returner. Though it is possible that Digavu had already gained the jhana and thus did not need to be instructed in their practice, it is also possible that he attained the stage of non-returner entirely through the power of the deep insight arising from these 6 contemplations.
Okay, thanks, Sister Akim. So this one talks about Sottapatti Samyutta, the story of Digavu, and this youth took the difficult route, emphasizing insight to the stage of non-returner. In a way, all of us also took difficult route by staying as a lay disciple, practicing for Nibbana. But okay, that's about it. I'm going to stop at this point. Any questions or comments? If not, would Sister Saikyang like to do the dedication?
愿消三障诸烦恼，愿得智慧真明了。普愿罪障悉消除，世世常行菩萨道。
Thanks, Sister Saikyang. Till we meet again, we will be guided by the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Have a sharp Monday ahead. Thanks, everyone, and see you guys next time.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.